You are always held with unconditional love. When you look up at the moon and stars, you can feel your soul's connection to the entire universe and all its beings. It's possible to make every decision with your mind, body, and spirit in total alignment and wholeness. I'm Divinely Jennifer, translating astrology and health in ways you've never experienced before so that you can choose the path that is right for you. And this is the Juicy Astrology for August 9th through August 15th, 2021. Welcome. Beauties, do you feel as if time is passing faster than you can keep up? That's because it is. Even with most of the outer planets retrograde, the fire and air in the sky have put us on speed dial. But guess what? You are a magical divine being with the ability to manifest whatever time you need and desire for your highest good. It's amazing what the universe will do for us when we ask for help, especially when that help is in alignment with our gifts and with the energy of love. Of course, that might mean making some difficult choices and prioritizing you and your gifts above all else. Or it might mean prioritizing someone else's needs and desires for the short term, which then will impact you in a positive way. The thing to remember is that it is never selfish to shine your light, so long as it is coming from a place of love and sovereignty versus ego. If you listened to the Juicy Astrology for the new moon in Leo yesterday, you know it is all about shining your light right now. This week, both Mercury and Venus will move into signs they rule, helping us to both ground and breathe into some otherwise challenging aspects this week through the first quarter moon. Mars in particular could catalyze conflict or action, or both. However, while in Virgo, he is all about service. So if any fights do ensue, tap into the divine feminine through Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Sophia, or any other sacred feminine spirit to help you through it. There is some potential for violence all week, or you might be empowered to stand in your power on behalf of the divine feminine. As always, if you want to better understand how these transits affect you personally, or how your badassery, as my friend Melinda likes to say, is right there in your cosmic divine blueprint, please book a reading with me at www.divinelyjennifer.com, where you can also subscribe to my newsletter and never miss a video. And with no further ado, let's get to the Juicy Astrology for August 9 through August 15th, 2021. All times listed are Pacific Daylight Time, so please adjust accordingly for your time zone. Monday, August 9th. The moon in Leo went void with an opposition to Jupiter in Aquarius at 5:22 a.m. You wanted to sleep, but your monkey brain would not stop. Fortunately, the waxing moon went into Virgo at 7:55 a.m., and she feels practical, feminine, deliberate, and dedicated to details. She has a challenging afternoon and evening, with the potential for arguments if people do not leave her alone to do her work. Mercury is at the tail end of Leo and in a yod today with Pluto and Pallas Athena, who are in supportive aspect with each other. We'll feel this energy all day. You could be empowered to speak your truth. You may have to take a step back and strategize first, which could simply mean taking a deep breath before responding to something or someone. Or it might just be time to let go of your fears and let her rip. Ignore the lies being told by authorities to control the masses. Do not go down those social media rabbit holes. Saturn in Aquarius trines Vesta in Libra at 3:50 p.m. They're both at 9 degrees 36 minutes. This is lovely energy for community and partnership, as well as tapping into the balance of the divine feminine and divine masculine. Saturn creates structure so the goddess energy can flow freely. Venus in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces at 5:19 p.m. They're both at 22 degrees 41 minutes. Be mindful about indulging in romantic fantasies unless you are in a happy, committed partnership. And don't buy into financial or health schemes that feel too good to be true. On the other hand, feel free to dream about love, pleasure, and abundance. This is great bathing energy, whether in a tub or forest bathing. As I said in the Juicy Astrology for the new moon, if you delude or lie to a romantic partner, or tell someone you want to be their partner just to get into their pants, expect repercussions when Mars makes the same oppositions on September 2nd and August 31st, respectively. Mars is still very protective of Venus, even if he is following her. Tuesday, August 10th, the waxing moon remains in Virgo all day. Her only major aspect is a trine to Uranus in Taurus, helping her to go outside the proverbial box to find solutions. Pay attention to aha moments. Mercury in Leo opposes Jupiter in Aquarius at 6:19 p.m. They're both at 28 degrees, 23 minutes. The winged messenger follows Venus and Mars on July 22nd and 29th, respectively. There could be wild abandonment towards creativity, social norms be damned. No colors are too bold or brash for Mercury. Focus your energy on your own creativity versus directing it at someone else, as much as you'd like to tell those greedy corporations and the collective fearmongers to F off. Wednesday, August 11th is a very busy day. The waxing moon has a lovely conjunction with Venus before going void at 4:21 a.m. with a trine to Pluto in Capricorn. Talk about empowered self-love. She is void until she enters Libra at 1:07 p.m., where she is seeking balance. She's a bit indecisive, sometimes more than a bit, and she's concerned about others, she's concerned about fairness, and she's concerned about justice. You're probably already feeling the T-square with Mars in Virgo and the lunar nodes of fate, with the North Node of Gemini, calling in what we want and calling in our purpose, and the South Node of releasing in Sagittarius. The T-square is exact at 1:58 a.m. They're all at 7 degrees, 52 minutes. We are at a crossroads. You may feel called to take action to be of service, especially to the divine feminine, finally releasing the shackles of old paradigms that no longer serve. What action did you take on July 29th when Venus made this transit first? Mars is really dedicated to protecting the feminine by encouraging us to take care of our bodies and loving up our purpose. Make choices today that honor your purpose. Mercury and the Sun will follow Mars on August 15th and August 28th, respectively, so you can clear up any conflicts that may occur from the choices you make then. Right now, focus on you. Mercury enters Virgo at 2:56 p.m. This is going to feel so good. Mercury both rules Virgo and is in his exaltation. He's the only planet who gets this, who gets to do this, who gets to be ruling and in his exaltation at the same time. In his exaltation, he is his strongest. You may feel more restrained in communication, but not from fear or suppression, but rather discernment and prudence. Be dedicated yet practical and loving in what and how you express and communicate. Unlike Mercury in Leo, Mercury in Virgo reminds us to proofread and be concise, focusing on what is important to us. Have you heard WWJD, What Would Jesus Do? People might have a necklace about it. In this case, we're thinking about WWMMS, What Would Mother Mary Say? That is the highest expression of Mercury in Virgo. Then Venus in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn at 3:56 p.m. They're both at 24 degrees, 58 minutes. Such a lovely day for true love, and for the divine feminine. Only by truly loving ourselves can we stand in our power for others. The quintessential message of this transit is that love always conquers fear. Feel the sovereignty of love, even if only for a moment. You are whole in this love. Isn't it divine? Then Venus in Virgo opposes Pallas Athena in Pisces at 10:57 p.m. They're both at 25 degrees, 20 minutes. Where do you need to call in some strategy in love, relationships, or finances? Do your relationships support your health and well-being at all levels? If not, call in the wisdom of Pallas Athena to help you dream of new ways to relate. When Mercury makes the same opposition on August 25th, you'll be better equipped to give voice to how you are feeling. Thursday, August 12th, the waxing moon in Libra has a busy and productive morning. She is being encouraged to create structures around healing. Mars in Virgo squares Juno in Sagittarius at 4:44 a.m. They're both at 8 degrees, 35 minutes, following Venus from her square on July 28th. This transit portends both conflict in intimate relationships, as well as a sense of adventure, freedom, or spirituality. In fact, conflict may arise around differences in opinion regarding adventure, freedom, or spirituality. There's also the potential for domestic abuse and violence, so make sure you are safe or have a place to go should someone want to take their insecurities and unhappiness out on you. The light side of this transit is taking action if your relationship does not serve your highest good, which means that it is also not serving their highest good. Sometimes our discomfort has to be bad enough so that we are willing to take action. This could be that time. Remember that if someone releases from you or you release from someone, it isn't personal. It's all their own shite they are dealing with. You don't have to carry it for them. We can't rescue people as much as we want to, only our sovereign selves. Friday, August 13th, the waxing moon in Libra again has a busy first half of the day. After a sextile to the sun in Leo, which supports our new moon intentions, she gets caught in a T-square with Eris in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn, reminding us that we cannot have a harmonious and just society until it fully serves the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and until all beings are recognized as sovereign. She then goes void at 1:30 p.m. with a lovely trine to Jupiter in Aquarius. When we give breath and life to our quirkiness and our unique gifts, there can be a just world. She enters Scorpio at 5:01 p.m., where she is in her fall. She is intuitive, secretive, sensual, contemplative, and intense, sometimes focusing her attention on the occult and even death. Mercury in Virgo squares Ceres in Taurus at 4:58 p.m. They're both at 3 degrees and 19 minutes of their signs. Ceres, the goddess of fertility, pleasure, and creativity, moved into Gemini on July 13th, where she is ruled by Mercury. Ceres is happy to create gorgeous, pleasure-filled communications. Just make sure they are aligned in service before sharing them. Saturday, August 14th is another big day. The waxing moon in Scorpio forms a T-square with Saturn and Uranus, highlighting the underground and above-ground movements towards sovereignty. But she is feeling supported by Mars and Mercury in this process. Mars is in a hammer of Thor exact this morning with Eris and Pluto. We'll most feel the energy between August 12th to August 15th. Karma can be a bitch, but so can holding back our best selves. How would you be different in your daily life and lifestyle if you always felt empowered and sovereign? The energy of this hammer can be uncomfortable and also carries the potential for violence, as did Mars square Juno on 8/12, against others, but also against self, because it can be uncomfortable to experience and unleash the power within, a la Tony Robbins. Should you choose to unleash that power, make sure it comes from a place of love and call in support from the divine feminine troops before you unleash. Pluto in Capricorn sextiles Pallas Athena in Pisces at 8:33 a.m. They're both at 24 degrees, 55 minutes. I really love the energy of this transit, as opposed to Mars's hammer of Thor, which is this transit is all about strategizing to step into your power and sovereignty. Normally, Pallas's way is also to negotiate, but there is no negotiating your sovereignty. You are a badass warrior, and that is not negotiable. It's something to fight for. And finally, Sunday, August 15th, the waxing moon is in Scorpio for much of the day. She squares the sun, forming the first quarter moon after the new moon at 8:19 a.m. This is a great time to take action towards your new moon intention. She goes void with a divine sextile to Venus in Virgo at 8:04 p.m., encouraging us to be resilient. She's only void for 7 minutes, and she enters Sagittarius at 8:11 p.m., where she enjoys the lighter side of life through adventure, optimism, foreign languages and travel, teaching and studying, and making long-term plans. Mercury in Virgo forms his T-square to the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius at 7:45 p.m. They're all at 7 degrees 35 minutes. Mercury follows Venus on 7:29 and Mars on 8:11. Did you take action with Mars's T-square on Wednesday? Today, you can speak and give voice to what you want to release and what you want to call in for your highest self. Pay attention to who you meet and the messages you receive, especially regarding health, pets, lifestyle, and employment. Chiron in Aries opposes Vesta in Libra at 8:59 p.m. They're both at 12 degrees 30 minutes. Chiron, the wounded healer, is feeling, wounded. But Vesta isn't going to let him throw a pity party, at least not for longer than 5 minutes. She'll listen to his woes for a few minutes, wrap him in a big hug, and then send him out on his way again. Sometimes that's all we need to remind us of our capacity to heal. And then finally, Venus enters Libra at 9:26 p.m. Venus is joining Vesta in Libra. Beauties, this is glorious. Instead of having both Mercury and Venus in the signs of their fall, within a span of 4 days, they both have moved into signs that they rule. In this case, Venus is the ruler of Libra, where she is all about relationships, peace, balance, and justice, unlike in Taurus, where she rules more from a perspective of pleasure, material abundance, and individual values, all in the name of love. This doesn't mean the polarities of the collective will magically evaporate. Like every planet in every sign, Venus in Libra has a shadow or downside, so I expect there to be increased pressure, if that's possible, to give up one's sovereignty and personal choice, definitely Taurus themes, for the social good, especially given that Venus and all the planets making their way through Libra will square Pluto in Capricorn and oppose Eris in Aries at least once. Meaning, we will see an increase in virtue signaling with Mercury in Virgo, where someone says, "See, I'm suffering for the greater good. You should too." On the other hand, there will be an equal Einsteinian reaction for justice, fairness, and balance. The blatant discrimination happening worldwide simply won't be tolerated anymore, though we may not overcome it and tip the scales once and for all until early 2023, when Pluto enters Aquarius just after Saturn moves into Pisces. In the meantime, enjoy the light-filled, shared generosity that will infuse your relationships while Venus is in Libra. Give freely of your love, because ultimately, love is infinite. As with the Venus-Pluto trine on Wednesday, Venus in Libra reminds us that love overcomes all. She'll be in Libra until September 10th, when she'll move into Scorpio, going deep with her love and intentions. Okay, beauties, that is the oh so juicy astrology for August 9 through August 15th, 2021. I know that these times can feel overwhelming. Like, are we freaking done yet? But trust in your heart that all of this overwhelm and uncertainty can lead you to a place of certainty, love, and sovereignty. If you're not sure how to do that, please book a reading with me so that we can tap into your inner light and purpose and support your best health and well-being so that everyone around you needs sunglasses because you're so dang radiant. I am sending you so much love. Thanks for listening. I'm Divinely Jennifer.